Okay, I talked to you about a lot of things, but you know how they have that statute of limitations on a lot of stuff that I showed you? And what's gotten me through it is using the term not in the public interest, in the interest of the bar, thus under the color of law. All right, it says here every lawyer is responsible. Oh, okay, the line before that. Let's just start from the beginning of line 12. The legal profession's relative autonomy carries with it special responsibilities of self-government. The profession has a responsibility to ensure that its regulations are conceived in the public interest and not in furtherance of parochial religious interests or self-interested concerns of the bar. So they're holding you to the same standards they're holding to themselves, but they're not holding themselves to the same standards, set forth in the rules of professional conduct. They'll hold it to you, but so then they'll tell you ignorance of the law is no excuse. But then again, not in the public interest, in the interests of the bar, thus under the color of law. They're making laws up to protect them from you, and then telling you ignorance of the law is no excuse, but you're not a lawyer, you didn't go to law school, and they're going to tell you that's your fault. So sometimes if you hear me in my videos say it's your own damn fault, I'm just talking to you out of what I think they think. But the only way you'll ever obtain effective assistance of counsel guaranteed in the Sixth Amendment of the United States Constitution is if you get that ability and pass the bar and, start. If the lawyer isn't talking to you about any of this stuff, especially the rules of professional conduct and the code of judicial conduct, and that's the way you prove a conspiracy against rights under the color of law, using the rules and the codes. That's all you need is the law. This is their job description, and they didn't do it. But remember, there's a lot of things that are not in the public interest. It says right here, they're sure that regulations are conceived in the public interest. Okay, not in furtherance of religious or self-interested concerns of the bar. And putting a statute of limitations on you, somebody not of the legal learned profession, how is that fair? I mean, how did you get a fair trial if your lawyer isn't living up to, his responsibilities? So neglect of his responsibilities compromises the independence of the profession and the public interest which it serves. Lawyers play a vital role in the preservation of society. The fulfillment of this role requires an understanding by lawyers of their relationship to the legal system. The rules of professional conduct, when properly applied, serve to define that relationship. So this is a lot of stuff you can use against them when you file your complaint, conspiracy against rights under the color of law. Just Google conspiracy against rights under the color of law. And then you're going to say, hey, my lawyer didn't do none of this. And it's mandatory to report misconduct. That's all the way up down here. Because he didn't do any of that. So that's a lot of misconduct right there, okay? That's a lot of misconduct. And see, and they're all, you got to be a real big stupid dummy to not notice if you're actually practicing law in the court of law, okay? But it says you got to report it. It's right here, reporting professional misconduct. The lawyer knows that another lawyer has committed a violation of the rules of professional conduct, should report it to the proper authorities. The lawyer knows that a judge has committed a violation of the applicable rules of judicial conduct or raise a substantial question. So nobody can get away with violating the rules or the codes without everybody else letting them. And they let them. And nobody reports it. They're covering up for each other. It's called a conspiracy. and them not doing this, they took the oath, the United States Constitution. That United States Constitution was written to serve and protect you, and this is their job description behind the oath. So quit saying, oh, it's too hard to prove, they didn't, no, your lawyer didn't do none of this, so this is how you get your lawyer for ineffective assistance of counsel. And if it's a criminal case, you're going to want to cite the attorney, state's attorney, for prosecutorial misconduct, and because they didn't do none of this, because they just sat back and watched your lawyer screw you over. Refrain from prosecuting the charge the prosecutor knows is not supported by probable cause. They do that all the time. But even down here, people ask me, how do I, good civil rights attorney help me overturn this wrongful conviction? I got exculpatory evidence. I say, hey, just get a bunch of people. Don't go alone because you may not come back out. We get a bunch of people. Everybody get in on knowing what you're doing. Show them this exculpatory evidence. Show them the rules of professional conduct. Hey, this is the law. I ain't got money. I don't know nobody that's going to start me a GoFundMe. And how is it I'm going to get a lawyer to break the code of silence on lawyers that, are depriving me of my constitutional right to effective assistance of counsel? And that's a double-edged sword, because that means all lawyers and judges have to abide by the rules of professional conduct, code of judicial conduct, and report each other for any violations. They don't do that. They do it every day. And, so no matter what courtroom you're in, if it's not the state's attorney, you're going to want to use the opposing party. There's fairness to the opposing party. So you want to start there when talking about the other side, I'm sorry, I'm going through this real quick, trying to make this short. But, expediting litigation, they don't do that. Candidatory tribunal, meritorious claims and contentions. No, it's just, anything that goes on in the courtroom lacks credibility. All right, anything and everything they say. So, get yourself acquainted. A lawyer, as a member of the legal profession, is a representative of clients. Every time I handed people a copy of this, they would look at me. I don't understand the law. You understood what I said, right? Yeah, but you make it sound so easy. I only read it to them. As a representative of clients, lawyers perform various functions. An advisor lawyer provides client with informed understanding of the client's legal rights and obligations, and explains their practical implications. I'm pretty sure you understood that. I think you would understand a lot better if you read it yourself. That's what I tell people. And they just walk away. Some people yell at me, they know their job, how come they ain't doing it? That's, how the hell do I know? Why are you getting mad at me? I gave them a copy of the rules of professional conduct, code of judicial conduct, complaint forms, where to file. I says, here's all your ammunition. All you got to do is say everything they didn't do. And, but people, I've been trying for years. I can't make these people play by the rules or the codes, and there's so many of you. And, no matter what courtroom you're in, you can file for conspiracy against rights under the color of law. You're going to have to hit dump every which way. That's your lawyer, the other opposing party, and the judge, okay? That's hands down, that's 4 aces. You against them. It's always been you against them. So remember, deprivation of rights starts with your attorney not reviewing his job description with you, legal obligations to you and to the public in general, okay? I hope you're listening. We'll watch till the end. Okay? Thank you. May your Creator always be with you and rain many blessings. I wish you a long life and good health.